Hi guys, Mark here with Walter's World, and today what we're going to talk about is global entry strategies. Basically, how do we start selling our products abroad? And we're going to look at some of the main ways that companies do go abroad, and some of the main differences between these is how much risk your company is willing to take and how much control you're willing to give away. Now, the first one out there we're going to talk about is exporting. And the thing is, exporting is when you make your product in your home country and you ship it abroad. Now, what's great about exporting is, hey, I'm limiting my risk. I make it here at home, I'm not putting up foreign subsidiaries abroad, I just have limited financial risk. Now, also, I am getting into the other markets, so there's two really good things, but there are some bad things. And I have my lovely Italian friend here to help me out. So, I have my Italian friend here.
Italiano.
See, real Italian with his Venice shirt and everything. Now, the thing is, one of the bad things about exporting is once you ship it, you lose complete control. Now, I can talk to my Italian friend here, and we can have some agreements, but I still can't control everything he does. So I have my Play-Doh, I'm shipping to Italy. Now, I'm giving it to him over there, and I'm hoping it's going to be great. Now, he's playing with it nicely, and he's probably going to help sell it, stuff like that. That's great, but you can't always control that because, what's he doing? Oh no! He's tearing it up! He's messing it up! And that can happen because since you lose control, you don't know what they're going to do with your products. So, that's the first one, exporting. So I want to thank my Italian counterpart. Grazie mille.
Fuego.
Ah, molto bene. And next we talk about, now, the second one I want to talk about is franchising. Here you make an agreement between the franchisor and the franchisee. Okay? And basically, if McDonald's, what they do is they say, hey, who wants to be a franchise, McDonald's franchise? And they go to different countries and they find locals that will put the money up. Now, what does that do? One, it lowers the financial risk for McDonald's because someone else is paying the startup costs. Two, it gets them local knowledge because if someone didn't think that McDonald's would work in that country, they wouldn't pay it. So you get the local knowledge, you get to be in the new country, you're reducing your risk, and then for the people actually being the franchisees, they get to have the management knowledge, they get to have the marketing, they get to have the brand, all the secret sauces and all those things, they get those. So it's really helpful. Now the problem are the cons. One thing is, again, you're having less control, and so you want to make sure that your franchise agreement is very, clear what you can and cannot do. Another thing is you're limited in the amount, like the McDonald's in the U.S. is limited to the amount of money it can make because a franchise agreement may say we get 10% of profits or 30% of profits, but if it turns out that and the franchise in Germany becomes so popular it actually makes more money than the U.S., you're still only limited to that 10%. You're like, oh, I could be making so much more. Okay, so those are some of the issues with franchising. Next, what you have is a strategic alliance. Here, you have two companies from two different countries working together. Now, the thing is, they're not buying equity. They're not putting money into each other. They're just kind of working together. So if, right now, say the University of Illinois decides to do a program with the Technical University of Lisbon. Now, they're not going to buy each other's schools or put money into it, but they'll work together so the Portuguese university can have better success in the U.S., and the U.S. university can have better success in Portugal. And so what they do is they help each other out. So it's very nice because one of the pros, you get local help. Two, you're kind of working together to learn from each other, so you're getting free information, all kinds of really good stuff. Now, the bad side of it is sometimes in these strategic alliances, you may be giving too much information away and might be creating or helping out a rival. So it is one of these kind of give and takes things. But a lot of times it works out well because we all learn from each other. Okay, but if you wanted to go one step further and take more financial risk, that's when you start investing in each other. That's when you have a joint venture. Okay, a joint venture is when two companies say, hey, you know what, we're going to work together, we're going to sign a contract, we're going to put money into each other. One of the more famous ones that I like to talk about is Sony Ericsson mobile phones. Sony, big time in electronics. Ericsson, big time in mobile phone communications. And they saw that, hey, our phones aren't doing so well in the market, so let's team up. That's one thing joint ventures is we can team up and pool our resources so we can find others that have better, resources or competencies than us. We can work with them and they can help us out. Now, the thing is it also you're splitting the risk because now it's just not me being Ericsson by myself in the market, it's Sony and Ericsson together. So we're cutting down our financial risk and we're using each other's competencies to help boost our stuff. So, hey, that's good stuff. But the bad thing is if our agreement goes south or sour, we might, be giving, again, it's like strategic alliance, we might be giving away too much information, we might be creating a competitor, and this is an issue that a lot of companies face when they're going to international markets, because some countries require that you do a joint venture. You cannot control everything you want, you have to find a local partner. And that could be one of those things, I might be creating a potential, competitor. Now, and the fifth one I want to talk about, and the last one, is direct investment. Sometimes called foreign direct investment. This is when you actually put your own money in there. You go in and do it 100% for 100% ownership. So you have 100% of the control, but you also have 100% of the risk. Because going to that new market, if you don't know if it's going to work and it fails, you lose everything because you're not sharing the risk with anybody. Okay? So, but the thing is, one of the good things is, hey, we get all the profits. So if it goes well, it all comes to us. I don't have to share with anybody. Also, with intellectual property, I'm not worried about losing my intellectual property to a potential new competitor because it's me. I own it all, so I keep control of it. Now, the bad side of that is, though, you do take on a lot more risks. You have to do a lot more assessing of that global market. So what you want to do is you watch our video on assessing global markets, and that'll give you a better idea of, should we do foreign direct investment, or maybe we should franchise, these kind of things. Okay, so that gives you a rough idea of the 5 main ways that companies go abroad. 1, exporting. We make it in our home country and we just ship it abroad, and we have very low risk because it's just what I ship abroad I can lose, and low control though because we don't know what happens once I send it away. Second one you have is franchising, when we sign an agreement and I give away my trade secrets to these guys and they give me a cut of the profits back in another country. The next one is a strategic alliance, where I work with a competitor in another market, or I work with someone in another market so we learn from each other. Okay, but we don't put any equity in it, so we're not tied together by money strings. Okay, and then if you want to actually tie yourselves together with money strings, you have what's called a joint venture, where the two firms come together and they share risk and they share rewards and they share control and they share ideas. So there's things there. And the last one is direct investment, whereas you put your own money in and you take 100% of the risk and you have 100% of the control, so you get everything that comes that way. So I hope that helps you understand the basic 5 market entry strategies for global markets. If you have more questions on marketing or global entry strategies, please leave us a comment down below. We'll hope you subscribe and like this video. And hopefully we'll see you around the world. Bye.
Italiano.